How many times have you had a group project where you ended up doing all the work? Or how often has group work actually just meant that the group divides up the work and completes it individually? How often have you been part of a group that truly collaborates? And what made that possible? Could we support the processes that create collaboration better in our courses? Hi everyone, and welcome to In-House Remote Learning, a channel dedicated to presenting a way to design and implement an asynchronous communication learning environment. My name is Wilhelm Lindholm, and in this video we will look at how using something called a Demo Zero can help jumpstart some important team building processes. I will start by explaining the concept behind Demo Zero. Then I will briefly talk about what transactive activities are. And finally, I'll demonstrate how a Demo Zero is implemented in my course. The name Demo Zero was inspired by something called Session Zero from tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. In these games, a Session Zero is when the players and the Game Master meet up to discuss expectations, learn about what kinds of things people enjoy and dislike, and talk about what kind of game they want to play together. This kind of session is really important since role-playing games are about collaborating to create engaging experiences together in a game world. If players don't feel invested, the game is not going to be fun. In a similar way, the Demo Zero in my course is meant to let students take a bit of time to get acquainted with each other and consider how they want to work together before the proper projects in the course start. The idea is to help them realize that you need to set aside some time to create positive relationships within the group in order to facilitate collaboration. The key to collaboration that supports learning is something that can be called transactive activities. Without going too deep into the theory, transactive activities can be defined as when someone builds on what another person in the group said or did in order to create more shared knowledge. An example of this is something as simple as a student answering a question of another student. In short, transactive activities are students creating shared meaning by interacting with each other. These activities might seem obvious, which is why we may often take it for granted that they naturally occur when students are put in groups and tasked with a project. However, this is often not the case. A Demo Zero attempts to explicitly focus on getting transactive activities started inside a group, with the thought that collaboration is something that needs to be built. So, what should a Demo Zero look like? Well, it is important to not make it too complex, as you want the students to be able to mostly focus on each other, not on a lot of instructions. The main thing is to ensure that everyone in the team is participating. Currently, the Demo Zero I use in my course has 3 parts: introducing yourself, agreeing on how to communicate and keep track of deadlines, and getting familiar with the material for Project 1. The first part is as straightforward as it sounds. Each student says something about themselves and what kind of group member they are. Since it can be hard to think of something to say, I provide them with a link to material created by the Aalto University designed to help facilitate teamwork. You can find it in the description of the video. In the second part, the team should present how they have decided to stay in touch. It is critical that the team find a method of communicating that is accessible to all team members. At the time of recording, the most common ways teams stay in touch is by creating a WhatsApp group. They also need to explain how they aim to keep track of deadlines. Deadlines and the management of the flexible schedule in this course will be discussed in a later video. In the second part, they also need to appoint a project manager for each project in the course. In the third part, the team needs to go through the material for the first proper project on camera. The goal is to show that they have created a shared understanding of what the goal of the first project is and that they have found all the related material. This gives me a chance to see that they are on the right track and provides me with an opportunity to intervene before they start with the project. More importantly, going through the task together helps establish something called a collective work memory, which should help the teams tackle the complex project in the course. All these parts are recorded on video and submitted. Since most of the other demos in the course are also videos, this Demo Zero lets me make sure that the team can produce a video of sufficient technical quality. Like almost all the demos in my course, the Demo Zero must be recorded synchronously with the whole team attending and contributing, but the students get to pick how and when to do it. Let's recap. A Demo 0 is used as a preparatory project where teams are invited to engage in transactive activities to get to know each other a bit, set up communication channels, and create a shared understanding of the task ahead. These activities help foster true collaboration and a collective work memory, which will help the team be ready to take on complex projects. As the management of deadlines was mentioned, the next video will bring up how teams can claim ownership of their schedules. After that, it is finally time to dive into the design of the projects themselves. Stay tuned! As always, if you would like to be notified when new videos are added to this series, you can subscribe to the channel.